My first working Christmas, I was 17 years old, so if you guessed I was neither holly nor jolly, you'd be right. I was moody and broody. But it was kind of good to feel like a normal, cranky teenager for an afternoon, because underneath, my heart was aching, and I had no idea how I'd go about healing. Everything happened so fast. My senior year blew up after the stunt with Jim's Chevy Nova, which left me with a concussion and him without a Chevy Nova. The parents sold it as punishment. If you've ever longed to take back just 5 seconds of your life, these were mine. I was shunned by my friend group. Things simultaneously went south at home, and a couple of plot twists later, I was an emancipated adult living in a tiny rural town 100 miles away where I'd found a job. And if this sounds chaotic, I agree. I sailed into adulthood like a freaking human cannonball. And I didn't have a plan for this. I didn't have any peers in my corner. But what I lacked mostly was myself. If random fate could upend your life like this, what was the point in even trying? And that's a dark place for a well-meaning kid. But I'm working, it's Christmas Day, and I worked at the little farm radio station in town, and I must emphasize farm radio. Casey Kasem took care of the top 40. We were all about the back 40. And it was baffling to a city kid like me. I can assure you that I read those hog reports with utmost gravity. But between you and me, I was spreading more manure than John Deere. Anyway, I'm the new guy, so I got stuck on the air from noon to 6, and I'm just getting settled. I'm kind of grinching on the whole world, and the phone rings. Hi, can you play the Hallelujah chorus? And it's a young woman, just cheerful as a sunbeam. Any particular artist? No, I just love that song. So I played it, and the phone rang again. Hi, it's me you played that for. I'm just calling to say thank you. Sure thing. 10 minutes go by, the phone rings again. A big red light would flash in the studio. Can you play Joy to the World? It's the sunbeam again. Who by? Doesn't matter. So I do, and again I get a separate phone call thanking me. Well, now I'm watching the phone, and she lights it up like a Christmas tree. Silent Night, Winter Wonderland, God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, some of them twice. And good guy Dave tries to rally. I dialed up to about a 4, so between us we were pegging at a solid 16 all afternoon. And she's the only caller I had, each time with a separate thank you call. And I thought, you know what, fine. It passed the time. I was grateful for the diversion. But at the end of my shift, she called one more time. Hi, it's me you've been playing songs for all afternoon. I wanted you to know I was home alone today, and you really made my Christmas. Wow. Waves of emotion flowed over me, and I felt that light in places I feared had gone dark. So I nursed that glow, and I pondered on it. And for a teenage male fumbling his way in 1978, I came to an interesting place. I thought, if it's possible to feel bad or good with the same given set of circumstances, why not try to feel good? I'd have to give up wallowing. I couldn't sit waiting for pity or justice. I'd have to do my best at a time when I felt my absolute worst, but doing was a choice. It was all a choice. Now, Oprah would later call this the quiet voice. Mine was loud. I figured that my attitude might be the only tool I had. And if this was my lifeline to feeling whole again, I better grab on with both hands. So starting now, I would look for the good things. And if chaos was the soup of the day, I'd order breadsticks. Forward motion. There's probably less yelling, though. Skip ahead 3 years, and my life was going better. I still lacked a plan, but I'd been putting my best self out there, and it was bringing good things. It's Christmas again, we're at our celebration, and at some point I just laugh and say, man, you should have seen me 3 years ago today. I was in the darkest place of my life. Then this crazy girl called in like 100 requests and totally saved the day. You know, she had a profound impact on my life. And as I'm talking, I notice my fiance's eyes have grown very wide. So I trail off, and with this look of complete disbelief, she says, "That was you?" We met, the sunbeam and I, fell in love and got engaged, never realizing until that moment we had already spent our first Christmas together. That's the day the other shoe dropped, and I understood that the better part of my life experience might not come from what I did or planned to do, but rather simply from who I was. And a perfectly good strategy for life, maybe the best strategy for my life, was to just keep showing up, because sometimes good things were looking for me too. Thank you.